Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Samuel Reese, coming to you live on YouTube, Periscope, as well as Twitch. And on this Friday night, the wait is finally over. The 2021 MLS season is here. It's opening night of the 26th MLS season. And from Seattle, Washington, at Lumen Field, the Seattle Sounders are getting set to host the Minnesota United, I should say, as two of the best teams in the West square off on opening night. We've waited a whole 125 days since that memorable MLS Cup between Columbus and Seattle, as a matter of fact, a game in which Columbus, of course, won 3-0. Columbus Crew, the defending champs, they'll be in action on Sunday. 2 games tonight in MLS, a whole lot tomorrow, and then a few more on Sunday. It's a great opening weekend, to say the least, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well. And I think the best part about it is that there's finally fans in attendance as well, which is always a welcome sight, even though not many are in attendance at stadiums around the country. There are some, which is great to see. The match officials tonight, the referee is Joe Dickerson. His assistant referees are Jeremy Hansen and Mike Rotterzam. As we are just about set to kick things off, the Seattle Sounders playing in their first game since that 3-0 defeat against the Columbus Crew in the final. And including the playoffs head-to-head between these two teams, Seattle leads 6 wins, 1 draw, and no defeats. So Seattle is yet to lose against Minnesota United. Can Minnesota United change that tonight? We'll find out over the next couple of hours. It's an exciting time if you're an MLS fan. Seattle, of course, led by Brian Schmetzer, a 2-time MLS Cup winner in 2016 and in 2019. Minnesota, on the other hand, are led by head coach Adrian Heath, who is in his 5th season as manager of the team. Minnesota United, the visitors tonight. The Seattle Sounders with one of the best fan bases in Major League Soccer. And there are some fans at Lumen Field tonight, as it is just before a 7 p.m. local time kickoff. The sun still out. It'll set in under the next hour or so, as we are ready to go. The MLS season is here, and I can't wait. Hope you guys can't wait either, as it's Minnesota in their gray kits who will kick off the first half, going from left to right. Seattle in their traditional green, going from right to left, and off we go. Opening night in Seattle. And Minnesota United right away on the front foot. It's a through ball played in, and a nice last-ditch sliding challenge from Arriaga to deny Robin Lod of an opportunity. It will be a corner kick, though, for the Loons early on, as Minnesota United are looking to get on the front foot immediately. Here comes the set piece. It'll be a left-footed in-swinging delivery. Sent to the near post, glancing header away, sent back into the mix by Will Trapp, formerly of the Columbus Crew. But that will head over the end line for a Sounders goal kick. Let's get to the starting 11 for both teams. First, for the host, Seattle, Stephen Fry in goal. 3 at the back, Nuhu, Arriaga, and O'Neill. It's Smith, Paulo, Atencio, and Roldan in the midfield. And then it's Christian Roldan, as well as Rui Diaz and Will Bruin up top for the Sounders. Meanwhile, for the visiting Minnesota United, it's Dane St. Clair in goal, the Canadian. 4 at the back are Gasper, Coleman, Boxall, and Metanier. Gregush and Trapp are the holding mids. Dotson, Reynoso, and Finley making up the rest of the midfield, and it's Robin Lod up top as the lone striker. And that is a foul against the Sounders. Emmanuel Reynoso went down. The Argentine striker didn't join Minnesota last season until September, but boy, did he make an impact when he did join the team in the latter stages of the 2020 season. that's another thing about this season. It's back to, a normal season for all intents and purposes. Last year was a wild season, to say the least, with the COVID-19 pandemic wreaking havoc. But they found a way to crown a champion, so you got to give MLS that. But now we're back to the traditional 34-game season. You're not playing the same teams, 6 times like we saw last year. And we're back to the normal amount of teams in the playoffs, which is 7 from each conference. What's going on over on Twitch? I am great. I hope you are doing well. Good night to you. I know it's late where you are in Spain. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm a huge soccer fan. And since I am from the U.S., I'm a huge MLS fan. And it's opening night in the MLS season. So an exciting time to be an MLS fan. My team, the New England Revolution, will be in action tomorrow night. I'll be on the call for their game against the Chicago Fire tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. As the Sounders take it away, here is O'Neal. O'Neal ahead for Christian Roldan. Roldan into the middle with Rui Diaz. Rui Diaz had his pass taken away by Métanire, but it will go off of Métanire for a Seattle throw. It'll be Nuhu to take it. It's nice. Good. The Sounders, a regular in MLS Cup, it feels like. This season should be interesting with them. No Jordan Morris anymore, as Reynoso is met by a late slide tackle by Joshua Atencio. Free kick awarded to Minnesota United. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. where you are. I know you guys are 6 hours ahead. I was gonna say it's 10 p.m. here. It's getting late here in the U.S. It must be crazy late where you are. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. How are you still awake, man? That's crazy. I appreciate you tuning in, though. Nonetheless, as that's clipped in towards Finley, but Stephen Fry was alert, out to claim that ball. Nuhu under pressure. Sliding tackle from Reynoso. And now sent out a play by Shane O'Neal. It will be a throw-in for Minnesota United. Definitely an interesting start to this game. But back to Jordan Morris, we'll see how big of a loss that is. He's now with Swansea City. Unfortunately, tore his ACL just a couple of weeks after he joined Swansea in the championship, which you just hate to see. Unfortunately, he's been riddled by unfortunate injuries. As we are 5 minutes in, this is the second game of the MLS season. The first one took place earlier tonight. The Houston Dynamo taking on the San Jose Earthquakes. I'll tell you all about that game when we reach halftime in this one. And then there'll be a ton of games tomorrow. Will Bruin, a nice ball out wide on the right wing. Here's Roldan. The strike was deflected in the end. Back off of Christian Roldan for a goal kick. Yeah, it was an excellent pass to find Christian Roldan. He and his brother Alex Roldan both in the starting lineup tonight for Seattle. The goal kick across midfield, passed ahead, and now it's with Reynoso. Reynoso taken out. It will be a foul against João Paulo, the Brazilian. Been quite a number of fouls so far. Reynoso has been the victim of a few of those challenges from Seattle. He wanted a yellow card to come out, but not quite yet anyways. Yeah, Reynoso, just a huge impact maker for Minnesota at the end of last season when he joined the team. He was involved in 13 of their last 14 goals, and he's going to go for goal here. The left-footed strike, though, well over the bar. An ambitious effort from that kind of range. Emmanuel Reynoso last season, including the playoffs, scored or assisted 13 of Minnesota's last 14 goals, as I mentioned, as Seattle work it out of the back. Sent away by Arriaga. Tomorrow it's UFC time. Yep, there is a UFC fight. I'm not the biggest UFC fan myself. It's pretty big here in the U.S. since most of the events, take place here in the U.S. I'll watch a few events now and then. But yeah, Juan Espino from Spain is on the card. Yep. A win would put him in the top 10. All right. Yeah. I might check it out. Yeah, I think it's on ESPN here in the US, so I might check it out tomorrow night. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Much appreciated as always. MLS, always a blast to cover. The season start was delayed by about a month because of COVID-19, but here we are on April 16th. The season underway. The foul was called at midfield. The Sounders will have a free kick. Here is Xavier Arriaga. Arriaga goes wide. That takes a nice deflection for Seattle. It came into the path of Christian Roldan, but in the end, he clips Chase Gasper, and a free kick awarded to the Sounders. Okay, yeah, you see a lot of UFC there. Okay, so UFC is shown on DAZN there. Yeah, I've heard of DAZN. Yeah, that's a streaming service, I believe. Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, here in the US, ESPN shows pretty much all of the UFC fights. Sometimes they put on ESPN, and other times it's on streaming, which is ESPN Plus. So Reynoso, a great touch out wide, curling cross in, but Fry is there to clean up. That fine delivery from Romain Mentenier. Mentenier, the right back for the Loons. Fry to Arriaga. Now Raul Ruidiaz of Peru. 10 minutes played, no score in Seattle. This game at Lumen Field, formerly called CenturyLink Field, home of both the Sounders and the Seattle Seahawks. And here come Minnesota down the left wing. Grey Goose over to Will Trapp. Minnesota very patient in the build-up. That was turned over momentarily, but it's back with Minnesota now, as it's St. Clair going wide. What team would I like to win? Oh, in this game? The New England Revolution are my local team, so they're my favorite team in MLS. These two teams are in the Western Conference, so I don't really care for these two teams that much. I'm just a neutral fan, hoping for a good game. But I don't really mind who wins, to be honest. It's not like I dislike either team. I have no feelings towards either team. I'm pretty much neutral on both of them. But I guess I'm a little bit tired of Seattle going to MLS Cup time and time again. And I know it's just the opening game of the season. But, Minnesota, I don't know if they're the underdogs. These are two pretty evenly matched teams. I think they'll be two of, the top teams in the West this season. But I suppose I lean towards wanting Minnesota to win, because why not? That's played down the line. Unable to get there was Robin Lod. throw-in for the Sounders on the way. When it comes to most assists in MLS last season, including the playoffs, Reynoso with 14 assists in 16 matches led the league. Ladero second on that list with 13 assists in 25 matches. So two guys playing in this very game were the leading assists, or rather the top two when it came to assists last season in MLS. You like the LA Galaxy? Okay, yep. LA Galaxy. As a New England Revolution fan, I don't like the LA Galaxy. I mean, it's hard to understand if you're from outside the US, but like I'm from the Boston area, so the New England Revolution are from just outside of Boston, so that's why they're my favorite team. And like Boston, LA, it's for all sports, not outside of soccer too, like all sports I'm talking about, Boston and LA don't really like each other. And the Revolution aren't really rivals with the Galaxy. They're not. But the Galaxy have beaten in the most previous MLS Cup final that the Revs made. The Galaxy beat us in the final. So I was pretty mad about that. In the Revolution are 0 for 4 in MLS Cup finals. They made the final 4 times and have never won it. So, and losing to the Galaxy last time around, what was that, 2013, 2014? That was not a good time. That was not a good time as a Revolution fan. So I don't really like the Galaxy at all. If I had to pick an LA team to pull for, it would be LAFC. I actually went to an LAFC game in the summer of 2019 when I was there on vacation. It was a great experience, but obviously the Galaxy are a very historic club. I do have to respect them, but I can't say I like them. But yeah, they've been underwhelming, these last few seasons. They can't depend on Zlatan anymore. And they were a little bit of a mess last year. But we'll see if they can get back on track, this time around. Yeah. No, I don't like any other team. I don't I'm a Revolution fan and I don't like anyone else in MLS. But yeah, that is funny how you're from Barca and you like Real Madrid. That is pretty funny. I guess that would be if I moved to New York, I'd still be a Boston sports fan. But New York and Boston are the biggest rivals you can find in sports. There's a steal by Minnesota. Finley's cross cut out. Finley gets it back, trying to shield the ball along the end line. But eventually it's stolen away. Weaving through was João Paulo, a great switch. And now on the right side, it's Alex Roldan with space. But that pass picked off by Michael Boxall of New Zealand. And the Seattle fans raining the boos down on the referee. They thought a foul should have been called. And now here come Minnesota the other way. It's Ethan Finley. Finley still going. Eventually Arriaga stepped in for Seattle. Very open game in the early stages. 15 minutes played. No score yet. But certainly an entertaining start. The throw-in will be taken by Brad Smith. I bet. Yeah, that's right. You play in Barca for a rugby team, so I'm sure they all look at you weird as a Real Madrid fan, as a merengue. That must be funny, yeah. That pass given away. The steal by Brent Coleman. One touch pass from Ludd. Gregush took a crack-on goal from distance, which was blocked out for a Minnesota throw. And Métanire will head over to take it. Yeah, there are a number of European players that play in MLS. There are, yep. Absolutely. And now here comes Seattle. Numbers forward. Nice pass from Atencio. And the intended cross from Christian Roldan was cut out by Boxall. It will be a Sounders corner kick. As I said a couple of minutes ago, a very open game to start. Raul Ruidiaz of the Sounders with an MLS high 4 goals from corners last season, including the playoffs. And this will be João Paulo to take the corner. Paulo at the near post, knocked to the back post. Here's a chance, clipped in by Ruidiaz. The header saved. Dane St. Clair with the diving stop. It fell to the head of Xavier Arriaga. What a chance that was. Off the corner kick. Probably the best chance tonight so far for either side. That ball just trickled through all the way to the far post. Great ball from Ruidiaz to the head of Arriaga, who was completely unmarked. But St. Clair able to make the stop and keep the Sounders off the board. This is wide with Brad Smith. Smith, a curling cross. Last touch by Minnesota. Making the run was Christian Roldan. Corner kick on the way. Yep. We play. I don't play as much as I used to. Not because of COVID. Even before COVID, I cut down a little bit on playing soccer because I've had issues with my feet, unfortunately. But yeah, I still play for fun quite a bit. And yeah, last summer, basically, soccer returned where I live. Like my brother plays club soccer as this strike is sent over the bar. And like at my high school, they played back in the fall, my high school team. But yeah, the only thing is you have to wear masks when you play, which kind of stinks. But yeah, it's all the rules are the same as usual. But the rules and regulations in the state where I live is that you have to wear masks while playing, which definitely took an adjustment. But I think everyone's got used to it now, to be honest. But it was difficult at first, getting used to playing soccer with a mask. Which can make it difficult to breathe after a while, as this ball pinballs through the penalty spot. Half-hearted shout for a handball. We play on. VAR may check that. Here's Métanire with a cross. Sent away at the edge of the penalty area. Out to midfield. Minnesota United back with it. Clipped forward by Métanire to the edge of the penalty box. Seattle are there. And Christian Roldan's fouled. Free kick on the way. Now let's see this possible handball against the Sounders. Ooh, the left arm was a bit out there. It certainly struck the arm of Nuhu, but I think that would have been harsh because the ball deflected onto the arm of Nuhu. I think it's a good no call. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, COVID messed up everything, but we're getting close to getting back to normal. At least here in the US, the vaccination rollouts are pretty efficient. I'm hoping to get a vaccine myself in the next couple of weeks anyway. Some of my friends have already got the vaccine as well. So hopefully, by the summer, perhaps we'll be pretty close to normal. I don't know exactly how things are in Europe. I feel like it's a bit worse right now in Europe. I could be wrong, but like I watch a lot of European soccer, and I know there's still, not in most countries anyway, especially in Western Europe, they're still not allowing any fans at games. Like here in the US, now everywhere, they're at least allowing some fans at games. at a low capacity, of course, like 25% on average, but they're at least allowing some fans. Like, I'm trying to go next weekend to the New England Revolution's home opener, which would be awesome. I'm trying to get tickets, although the weather's not looking too good. I think it's supposed to rain, but we'll see. So I'm looking forward to going back to sporting events. That will be a lot of fun now that they're starting to allow fans. Yeah, we're slowly getting back to normal, but yeah, I know. I think everyone's sick of playing soccer with masks. It's definitely annoying, but it is what it is. Midway point of the first half. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Opening night of the MLS season. Hopefully it will be a great season. We've got 6 new coaches, or 6 teams with new coaches is how I should phrase it. 3 new stadiums, including one for an expansion side. That one expansion team is Austin FC, who will be in action tomorrow evening against LAFC. The other 2 new stadiums are for the 2 teams in Ohio. FC Cincinnati have a brand new state-of-the-art stadium, and then the Columbus Crew as well. Exciting times to be a fan of MLS as the league continues to grow. The 26th season of MLS. Here's Will Trapp. Ball played forward. Robin Lod trying to control it, but it's taken away by Arriaga. And now Seattle looking to counter. Rui Diaz leaves it. The ball sent forward too far ahead for Bruin to track down. And now it's Minnesota back in possession. No goals yet. It's opening night in MLS. Seattle, Minnesota, 2 of the top teams in the Western Conference. That's how it played out last year. Minnesota had a solid season and actually met Seattle in the Western Conference final, if I remember correctly. And then Seattle, of course, beating Minnesota in the West final to make MLS Cup, where they'd ultimately fall to the Columbus Crew. Here is Métanire. Métanire still going. Métanire cuts it back to Finley. Finley all the way across. Here's the strike just over. What a chance for Chase Gasper. Minnesota United with their best look yet. Adrian Heath in charge of Minnesota. He's had 45 wins, 24 draws, and 54 losses in MLS with Minnesota. Remember, he took over when this team team was an expansion side. He took over from the start when Minnesota were an expansion team in MLS. And remember how rough it was at the start for Minnesota. You may remember in the opening game, it was them in their opening game in franchise history was them against Atlanta, the 2 expansion teams. And Atlanta won that game in the snow in Minnesota. I believe it was 5-0. And Minnesota would have an awful season. That would just be the preemptor, really, for what was to come. So that opening season as a franchise for Minnesota was awful. I think they finished dead last in the league. But slowly but surely, they've gotten better and better and better. And now they can be a contender in the West. They have a solid team with a lot of good players. They really do. Yeah, you love Matuidi, but you don't know why he left Juventus for Inter Miami. Yeah, that was a big pickup for Miami. Yeah, I was surprised last season when Matuidi made the move from Juve to Inter Miami. He didn't really make a big impact. He and Higuain are both on Miami. I don't know. I don't know if it was just because of how weird last season was with COVID and all. But this season, I'm expecting bigger things from Inter Miami. It was a bit of a disappointing year last season, and in the years to come, I feel like Inter Miami will be the team to attract big names with David Beckham at the helm and Phil Neville now the head coach. And do we have a penalty kick given? Yes, we do. A late whistle, but a handball in the box, and a penalty kick has been awarded. Minnesota are pleading their case all in the face of the referee. It struck the arm of Will Trapp. I'd like to take another look. It was a very late whistle. I don't know if the middle referee got the signal from his assistant, and that's why the call was made late or what. Let's see the replay here. Yep, the left hand is up, clearly strikes the arm of Will Trapp. That's certainly a penalty. I don't think Minnesota really have that much of a claim. And so here we go. VAR will definitely check it, but I'd be shocked if this was overturned. As we get ready for this PK, and it will be Raul Ruidiaz, of course, to take this penalty kick. El Pipa. Oh yeah, El Pipa. I forgot about him, honestly. I think I don't know where he's at. I think he's actually playing in France right now, to be honest. I forget for which club. Yeah, I thought he was retired too. I completely forgot he was playing, to be honest. Here comes the penalty kick for the Sounders. Raul Ruidiaz denied by St. Clair. The stop made by the Canadian keeper. Now on the rebound, a chance from distance, just wide off the deflection. It will be a corner kick for the Sounders, but how about the stop by Dane St. Clair? Raul Ruidiaz cannot believe he missed. It's a great save by St. Clair. It wasn't that bad of a PK from Ruidiaz, but instead a fine stop by the Canadian keeper. And Minnesota keeps Seattle off the board. The Sounders had their chance to take the lead, missing the penalty kick. And now here come Minnesota. It's a nice recovery, though, from Nuhu, who gets there first before Reynoso. And now Reynoso getting into it with Nuhu. Some bad blood already. It's opening night of the season. But both teams already going at it. You got to love it. Reynoso and Nuhu with an exchange of words. Reynoso going in with a slide tackle. It looked like he got ball first, but on the follow-through, took out Nuhu. And those two we'll have to keep an eye on as the night continues. A half hour played, 0-0 at Lumen Field. Looks like a pretty nice night in Seattle, Washington. I don't know the weather. Mike Schmetzer, the head coach of Seattle, signed a new contract with the Sounders on January 25th in the offseason. Understandably so as well, as that will go out for a Minnesota throw-in. What is the certificate behind me? Good question. Yeah, a lot of people ask me that. Yeah, that certificate right there. It's actually a certificate for me being a certified play-by-play camper. It was a basically, I went to this play-by-play sports broadcasting camp in Boston in the summer of 2019, and they were partners with this website called Sportscaster, which is where I used to stream. Where I used to stream, these broadcasts where I commentated games, and I was rewarded for my great work on Sportscaster, and I got like Sportscaster of the Month. Basically, was that award, and they shipped it through the mail, and I got that certificate. So I said, why not, put it up? It's some nice decoration. I try to make the background as cool as possible. I think it's all right. I am in my basement. This is like my studio. So I try to make the backdrop as cool as possible. I know it's pretty soccer heavy, even though I commentate a whole bunch of different sports, obviously not just soccer, but what's going on? Quinn, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. It looks like a participation award. Well, it is not. I would not put up a certificate for a participation award. No, Sportscaster actually nominated me. That was in the fall of 2019. They nominated me as like Sportscaster of the month. So, to my knowledge, only only one person got it that month. So it was definitely not a participation award. But I guess the way it's framed, it kind of looks like it. But it is not. I can promise you that much. I don't accept participation awards. I think those are very silly. We've got a man down for the Sounders meanwhile. Yeah, Roldan was caught late by Reynoso, and actually a yellow card given to Emmanuel Reynoso. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you think I have a future with doing this. I appreciate that. I hope so too. That's my goal. I love doing it, and the more practice, the better. So Reynoso, he's shown yellow. As we get ready to continue play, Seattle will take the free kick. And it will be sent ahead towards Christian Roldan. Knocked out a play for a Seattle throw-in. Well, the Sounders had their chance to take the lead, but denied from the penalty spot was Raul Ruidiaz. He doesn't miss many penalties. A nice save from Dane St. Clair, the Canadian goalkeeper, to keep Seattle off the board. And there's a steal by Minnesota, taken away by Ethan Finley. Space opening up here. Driving forward. And now the chance from outside the box. It was not a convincing effort from Hassani Dotson. It was part of that U23 U.S. team for Olympic qualifying where the U.S. ultimately failed. Oh, my hair? No, I took a shower before I did this broadcast. No, it's just combed. It's not gelled. I don't. My hair's not usually this nice, I guess. Yeah, I don't usually take showers before broadcast. I guess it depends, what I'm up to. But no, I took a shower before this broadcast, so that's why my hair actually looks nice for a change. Here's Metanier in support, gets it back from Boxall. Gregush looking to put it in. It was a dangerous ball to the back post, but it was just out of the reach of Hassani Dotson, who was looking to get on the end of it. Yeah. Tomorrow, the opening weekend of MLS continues. LAFC take on the brand new team in MLS, Austin FC. It will be Austin FC's first ever game as a franchise. I can't wait to see how they do. There's no expectations for an expansion team in their first season. And LAFC will certainly be one of the favorites to win MLS Cup this year. Here is Brad Smith. That pass taken away. And now the other way, it's Michael Boxall. Boxall finds Reynoso. Reynoso onto his left. Great pass. Here's a chance off the post. The strike from Wood hits the post, trying to sneak it in near post. And Minnesota were on the verge of taking the lead. Oh, part of my hair is not straight. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I have a cowlick like right here, so my hair's always annoying like that. I'm sorry that my hair is bothering you, though. I don't know. Like when I try to comb it, the cowlick messes it up. Like part of my hair wants to go on one side and the other on that side. That's why I usually don't comb it, to be honest. I just leave it be. And but sorry, my hair's bothering you. All right, you're going to sleep, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I might see you tomorrow. I'll be on the call for the New England Revolution season opener. I can't wait. I'm hoping to go to their home opener next weekend, but they're away to start the season, so I'll be on the call for their game against the Chicago Fire. Can't wait. I'm a diehard Revolution fan and Could this be the year? Could this be the year that we finally win the cup? I hope so. We have a talented team, but we'll see. I'm excited for opening night for the Revs tomorrow. But yeah, I know it's late for you over in Spain, so you get some sleep. Here is Métanire. Métanire, under a bit of pressure, gets out of it. A nice touch ahead down the sideline, but it's shielded by Nuhu, who will win a goal kick for the Sounders. Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully my my team, the Revs, can get off to a good start. Can get 3 points in their opening game. I hope so, anyways. Yes, I do. I do have a Spanish fan over on Twitch. Yes. Yep. He's from Barcelona, Spain. Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. So it's nice having support worldwide, not just in the US. That's why I like, that's why I like doing soccer games. That attracts, a true international fan base, I feel like. Freddy Montero for Seattle is on the bench to start for the Sounders. First MLS goal came all the way back in 2009. He's been around for quite a while, Freddy Montero. He's had quite the journey around the world, really, in his soccer career. But yeah, I'm surprised my fan from Spain was tuning in. It's 4:30 in the morning in Spain, so I don't know how he was still awake. He was like, it's 4 a.m. here, and I was like, I appreciate the dedication and you tuning in, but you got to get some sleep. But it looks like he's going to bed now. So here's a Minnesota throw-in. Sent in to Jan Gregush. 0-0. About 6 minutes to go in the opening half of play, opening night of the MLS season. An exciting time to be an MLS fan. The league growing in this country. And there is a foul from behind. A little push from Emmanuel Reynoso. He's furious. Seattle have been frustrating him all night long so far. Reynoso, on many occasions, has tried getting on the end of services, but the defenders continue to get in his way. And I feel like at this point, the fouls he's committing are out of frustration more than anything. 5 minutes left in the half. The free kick played short by Stephen Fry. Fry, longtime goalkeeper of the Sounders. This is sent wide by Joshua Atencio. Now over to Arriaga. A poor pass out wide as he was looking for Brad Smith, but was well off the mark. Métanire will head over to take the throw-in. The sun's still out in Seattle. It's 7:36 local time. Sun's set very shortly. The second half will be under the lights for the most part. Long throw from Métanire. Seattle back with it. This is headed on to Raul Ruidiaz. Sent out a play for a Sounders throw-in. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in tonight. Oh, yeah, by the way, Quinn, if you're still here, I'm going to get working on the Bruins-Islanders recap. I watched pretty much the whole game. So I'll get started on that after this game, and then I'll probably finish it like late tomorrow morning, maybe like early afternoon. But if you're still here, I'll have that done by the early afternoon tomorrow at the latest. Maybe in the morning, though, if that's fine with you. As Will Bruin down in the corner plays it out. Will be a goal kick. Appreciate all of you for stopping by. For a huge MLS fan like myself, today, it's like Christmas. It really is. It's like Christmas. Opening day, it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. 27 teams now in the league. It's crazy to think about. This league has grown so much. 26th season of MLS, which of course debuted in 1996, 2 years after the U.S. hosted the World Cup. That was part of the promise that U.S. Soccer made with FIFA. FIFA said, you can host the World Cup, but you'll have to start your own top-tier professional league. Of course, there was the NASL at the time, but then MLS was formed after that World Cup in 1994 that was hosted by the U.S. Nice move by Roldan. Cross to the near post. Sent away. Now it's Reynoso. He drops it back. And now Will Trapp will find St. Clair. St. Clair out wide. And now Métanire into the midfield. Arriaga on the follow-through commits the foul. And a yellow card will come out. So the second booking of the night, the first for the Sounders, as Arriaga sees yellow. Yeah, he just stuck his foot in and couldn't quite tell who it was for Minnesota that got in front of Arriaga first, as the free kick is played short to Métanire. We're closing in on first half stoppage time. No score, but plenty to talk about in the opening 45 minutes. That ball saved along the end line. Sounders back with it, though, as this is blasted to midfield. Reynoso's pass stolen. Rui Diaz lays it back. Christian Roldan attacking the space. The last touch, though, got away. And now Seattle will have to track back. Minnesota leading the attack. 1 minute till stoppage time. On the right wing, it's Métanire. Now in the middle, Reynoso. The Argentine. Back to Métanire. Here's some pressure and a clean steal. Taken away by Atencio. And now Seattle with a chance. Sent in towards the penalty spot. Headed away by Chase Gasper. Eventually. The Sounders back with it. This is laid back by Rui Diaz, but he couldn't find Atencio. We are into first half stoppage time now. The Sounders not done here. It's Rui Diaz, edge of the box. Rui Diaz, the deflected strike. It stays in play. The cross by Smith. And it's headed out of danger by the Loons. It will be a Seattle corner kick on the way. The Sounders knocking on the doorstep, as Roldan appears to be down for Seattle at the moment. There'll be 1 minute added on to the end of this first half. Only about 30 seconds to go until we reach that minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time. So this corner kick could very well be the final act of the opening half. Roldan with a curling ball in, but St. Clair was there to make the save. He'll now punt it across midfield, or right to midfield rather, where Alex Roldan takes it down. His pass, though, stolen away. Can Minnesota create one last chance before halftime? On the left wing, here's Hassani Dotson. Dotson, edge of the box, Reynoso. A one-timer off target as he put it over the bar. And that is it for the opening half in Seattle, Washington. A scoreless game through the opening 45 minutes. A penalty kick for Rui Diaz, saved by Dane St. Clair. No score through 45. I'll be back with the halftime report after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. It's MLS opening night. Stay tuned. Welcome into the halftime report, everybody. Seattle nil, Minnesota nil. After 45 minutes of play from Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington, in the Pacific Northwest. It's been a good one so far, despite no goals. There's certainly plenty to talk about in that first half because there were actually a lot of chances. Let's go over some of the first half highlights. The Sounders with an early opportunity, and there were shouts for a possible handball against Will Trapp, and a penalty would be awarded. Indeed, I think it was definitely the right decision, but Raul Ruidiaz, for a change, was denied from the spot. You heard me right. Ruidiaz missing a penalty. Dane St. Clair with a nice save to keep Seattle off the board. Minnesota would have a chance of their own at the other end a few minutes later. Their best chance of the half, Robin Lod hitting the post, looking to tuck it inside that near post, but unable to finish. What a chance that was for Robin Lod, but no score after 45 minutes. But as I say, chances for both teams. Seattle with the best one had an opportunity to take the lead with a penalty kick, but Raul Ruidiaz unable to convert. And look at these stats, about as even as you can find. The total shot 7-7, the shots on goal 3-1 Seattle. Minnesota with the edge in fouls 11-8, and they also have the edge in possession just slightly, 53 to 47%. So a thoroughly entertaining first half. Coming up after the break when the halftime report continues, I'll talk about the new kids on the block. Who is that, you may ask? The answer, Austin FC. I'll be looking ahead to the expansion side's debut tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. It's coming up next. Welcome back in, everybody. There was one other game on opening night of the MLS season today, and that was the Houston Dynamo against the San Jose Earthquakes. The Dynamo would score late on in the first half, and then 10 minutes into the second half, San Jose would fight back, though. 74th minute, and the visitors would score an unbelievable goal. The goal of the season so far. I know that was the first game of the season, but Marie with a brilliant strike, but only a consolation goal in the end for the Earthquakes as Houston would hold on for the 2-1 victory. A reminder that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, it's LAFC against Austin FC. Such a big game that they're even advertising it at Times Square in New York, New York. Austin FC, the one expansion team in MLS, getting set to make their debut as a franchise tomorrow in their first ever game. LAFC, just a few years ago, were in that same position as an expansion team, but now they become one of the favorites in MLS. They've been a really good team the last couple of years, but have just come up short come postseason. So we'll see how LAFC's season goes, and we'll see how Austin FC pan out in their first ever season as a franchise. Coming up next, it's second half kickoff between the Seattle Sounders and Minnesota United. Stay tuned. No score after 45 minutes. We'll see what the second 45 has in store next. Welcome back in, everybody. The second half about to start. No score after 45 minutes of play. The key moment of that first half was a penalty kick by Rui Diaz, saved by the 23-year-old Canadian Dane St. Clair. He's from Pickering, Ontario. He went to college at Maryland and making a huge save in that first half, denying Rui Diaz and Seattle of their opening goal of the season. Instead, it remains scoreless as we get ready for the second 45 minutes. Both teams on the pitch ready to go at Lumen Field. And I just feel like we're going to have some fireworks in the second half. And I am sure the scoreline we have now won't be the final scoreline. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. But no, I truly think we're going to have some goals here. Reminder of Seattle's options on the bench. They've got a couple of good ones. Jordy Delem, Freddy Montero, Kellen Rowe, Yaimar Gomez, Stefan Cleveland, Ethan Dobalare. For Minnesota, they've got Tyler Miller, Ja'Cory Hayes, Osvaldo Alonso, Ramon Abila, Juan Aguadello, Huka Raitala, Justin McMaster, and DJ Taylor. So both these teams have a lot of depth on the bench. Some options to keep in mind for the head coaches Brian Schmetzer and Adrian Heath as we get the second half underway. Seattle kicking it off. They're going from left to right now in the second half. Minnesota from right to left. And we are set to go. Seattle were on the verge of an opening goal until they were denied from the spot. As Alex Roldan sends it ahead for the Sounders. One back by Minnesota United. Long ball forward will be played safely out of bounds by Arriaga. It's Seattle in green, Minnesota in gray. As this is left for Chase Gasper to take. Gasper into Juan Gregush. Some pressure here for Gregush. In the end, it was picked up by Will Trapp, now stolen by the Sounders. This is blasted ahead by Alex Roldan. Unable to find Rui Diaz. That goes straight to the feet of Dane St. Clair, who's been the hero tonight for Minnesota with that penalty kick save. Now down the left wing. Here is Robin Lod. Lod, who hit the post in the first half, finds Gregush. Now out to the right wing. Here's Metanier for Reynoso. The Argentine, Emmanuel Reynoso. Gets it back to Metanier. Nice 1-2. Trap back to Metanier. Now Reynoso ahead for Metanier, but he will not get there. Running out of room in the end as Nuhu let it go for a Seattle goal kick. Appreciate everyone who stopped by tonight. Means a lot as always. And I'm excited to cover this MLS season. Should be a great one. Down the right wing, Atencio still going. Atencio hits the brakes. Now finds Christian Roldan. Now to his younger brother, Alex. Alex Roldan in the box. Back outside for his brother, Christian. Christian, cross to the back post. A save made by St. Clair. The opportunity was there. Brad Smith made the run. The captain for Seattle was on the end of that beautiful delivery by Christian Roldan. A perfectly placed cross. But in the end, Smith's strike at the back post, saved by St. Clair, who's looked very comfortable and confident for Minnesota tonight. It's going to take something more special than that to get one by St. Clair. Here is Metanier. Now Robin Lod. Robin Lod finds Ethan Finley to the byline, but ran out of room, and from a tight angle had his cross go into the side netting. Ethan Finley, of course, formerly with the Columbus Crew. Last season, he had 4 goals, 2 assists, and 14 MLS appearances. Last season, it was his first in Minnesota. Ironically enough, the year after he left Columbus, the Crew won MLS Cup. Here's a 10-CO, edge of the box. Nice move. Christian Roldan out wide. Alex Roldan's cross back out. What a hit! Minnesota concede at last. It's an unbelievable strike, and the Seattle Sounders have taken the lead. It only took 4 minutes of the second half for the Sounders to finally strike. It's João Paulo for Seattle, and it's 1-0 in favor of the hosts. Wow. An unbelievable hit from João Paulo. We had a brilliant goal in the Houston-San Jose game earlier tonight. And how about this for the opening goal of the game? The attempted headed clearance, João Paulo setting himself up, the right-footed touch, not even needing a bounce, and then powering this ball into the back of the net. That is just a world-class finish from João Paulo. St. Clair had absolutely no shot at getting to that one. And Seattle can at last celebrate. They had a penalty kick saved earlier, but now find the back of the net. And it's Paulo's 3rd career MLS goal. It comes at the 49th minute mark. And that will be one to remember on opening night of the 2021 MLS season. And now Minnesota coming the other way. That ball cleared off the line. And now the referee's pointed to midfield. The goal's been given. Or has it? Let's take a look at the replay. No, that was cleared. That was cleared. A foul was called. Absolute mayhem. Yep, that was cleared off the line by Christian Roldan. I apologize for the confusion, folks. That was a wild sequence. Fox Sports was still showing the replay of the Sounders goal. And then right off the kickoff, Minnesota were on the verge of an equalizer. It was Christian Roldan with the goal line clearance. And it's game on at Lumen Field. A wide open encounter to start the second half. Grey Goose all the way out wide, but in an offside position was Ethan Finley. The flag raised on the far side of the pitch. It will be a free kick to Seattle. All right, let's take a look at this goal line clearance once more. Wow, the header came from Brent Kallman, and then Christian Roldan came flying in to save the day because Stephen Fry was certainly beat. Christian Roldan, who has 22 goals and 26 assists in 174 career appearances in MLS. Minnesota hungry for an equalizer. Here's Hassani Dotson knocked off the ball. That pass deflected off of Grey Goose. It stays with the Sounders. That's knocked away by Boxall. No foul called. Rui Diaz was shouting for one. Did not get it. And now here come the Loons. Out on the right wing. Here's a cross. Arriaga got ahead to it. And now Seattle able to completely clear it. All right, let's change the scoreboard. There we go. That's more like Seattle colors. No, not that. Yep, there we go. Well, how about this game, folks? The Sounders in the lead, but there's still a lot more soccer to be played. The referee, Joe Dickerson, having some words with Arriaga. He is on a yellow, keep in mind. So Xavier Arriaga will have to be careful for the rest of this match. Mentonier for Reynoso. Tried to backheel it, Reynoso did. It hit his other leg. Minnesota, though, keep possession. That'll bounce out for another Minnesota throw-in. But ever since that Seattle goal, it's been Minnesota with a lot of possession in the attacking third. This is regained by Gregush, but a poor pass gives it right back to Seattle. The steal by Christian Roldan, who has it knocked away. Here come the Loons. Métanire, the one-time cross. Arriaga got a touch to it. Now Gregush to Reynoso. Reynoso dancing on the ball. A late tackle and possibly a yellow. Indeed it will be. João Paulo shown yellow. So a goal and a yellow for João Paulo. Yeah, Reynoso just showing what a player he truly is. Just great work on the ball, eventually drawing that foul. And this sets up a free kick in a very promising position for Minnesota United. That was the third yellow card of the game, by the way. Second to Seattle. Arriaga and Paulo, the two players now booked for the Sounders, as Stephen Fry sets up his wall. Emmanuel Reynoso has scored a similar free kick for Minnesota last season. He and Gregush standing over it, about 10 yards from outside the box, 28 yards from goal. Can Minnesota find the equalizer here? It's Reynoso off the wall. The wall does its job for Seattle. However, it will go out over the end line for a Minnesota corner kick. So Seattle will still have to set up defensively to deal with this Minnesota United set piece. It comes back out for Reynoso. Ball sent in, a low delivery. Cleared away by the Sounders. Now it's Reynoso once more. And that deflected back off of Emmanuel Reynoso. It will be a Sounders throw-in. That's given away by Roldan. However, a foul is committed by Brent Coleman. 10 minutes gone in the second half, and a golazo from João Paulo has put the Sounders on top. I can't get over that goal. That was a thing of beauty. It's such a brilliant goal. Just such a difficult strike to execute. But it's been a pretty solid response from Minnesota since that goal. That's cleared out by Chase Gasper. Quick throw-in by the Sounders. João Paulo, the goal scorer, back to Shane O'Neill. Heavy touch from Christian Roldan, won by Minnesota. Reynoso goes down, a clean steal by Shane O'Neill. O'Neill to Brad Smith. Rui Diaz with a nice first touch, turning away from the defender. Now it's Christian Roldan in a battle for possession. Taps it ahead for his teammate Will Bruin. Bruin edge of the box. Across to Alex Roldan. And he mishit it with the outside of the right foot. Good work in the build-up from the Sounders. But in the end, the execution just not there from Alex Roldan. Sounders, though, win it right back off the goal kick. That ball played into Bruin. He was onside. Now it's with Christian Roldan. Nice 1-2 combination with his brother. Cross to the back post. Intended for Smith. And it will go off of Métanire for a Sounders corner. A set piece on the way for Seattle. This is the 5th corner of the game already for Seattle. As we approach the hour mark, it'll be João Paulo to take this corner kick. In swinging ball to the near post. And it's off of Minnesota once more. So the Sounders will try again with their 6th corner of the game. Appreciate all of you who've stopped by tonight. Opening night of the MLS season. It's always extra special, isn't it, when it's opening night? Paulo sends it in, headed away. Smith back into the box. Edge of the area, it's Rui Diaz. Rui Diaz onto his left foot. Rui Diaz goes for goal, but got it all wrong in the end. Yes, Quinn, that's a valid point. I am switching the vibe with the neon scoreboard. I said, hey, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna test it out. I know it's not that pleasing to the eye, but Seattle are, they have very similar colors. They're not that neon. I mean, they're close to it. They're pretty much that type of green. And since they took the lead, I decided to switch it up a little bit. I can't make it, plain old black the whole game. Got to spice it up with a lead change, But yeah, I appreciate you stopping back in, Quinn. As we have reached the 60-minute mark and an hour in, a half an hour to go. The best, I know the season just started tonight, but that goal from João Paulo early on in the half, that was the best goal I've seen in a while. And I watch soccer from around the world. That was a brilliant goal. World class, to say the least. Here's Jan Gregush. It'll definitely make SportsCenter top 10 without a doubt. Oh, you were here the whole time, Quinn. Okay. I got you. Sorry, I shouldn't have assumed that you left. I appreciate you for being here the whole time, though. Yeah, I did say thanks for coming back. Well, you're here the whole time. I appreciate that. No. I'm not saying just in MLS, Quinn. I'm saying just any goal I've seen in general in a soccer game. Because I don't just watch MLS. I watch a ton of different leagues, around Europe, even in South America. Seattle have outscored Minnesota 9-2 in the final 30 minutes of matches. Yeah. Oh yeah. I would. Obviously, it's opening night of the MLS season, so I was just talking in general. I mean, I still can't get over that goal. I could watch that all night. That was the cleanest hit. My goodness. Oh, a nice ball played ahead by Atencio. Bouncing to Bruin. Ball into Rui Diaz. He can't get around Chase Gasper. Good defending by Gasper of Minnesota. And now this long ball down the sideline will stay in play. Robin Lod on the end of it. Lod back for Dotson. Now it's Lod back for Chase Gasper. Minnesota looking for the tying goal. Here's a effort from distance. Well wide in the end from Jan Gregush. Never was threatening Stefan Fry. Here's Emmanuel Reynoso. I don't know if that was an intentional shot. I suppose it was. It turned out to be one. I guess he might have been looking to chip Stephen Fry. He was a little off his line, but in the end, it was sent over the crossbar. I thought originally it was a cross. This is a horrible back pass. Here's the strike, just wide from Robin Lod. Minnesota on the verge of capitalizing off of a Seattle mistake. A horrible back pass. And Robin Lod, with his hands on his head, simply cannot believe he hasn't grabbed the equalizer. The pass back from Christian Roldan fell right to Lod, who went for that back post and put it just wide. There was no way Stephen Fry was getting to that. But Minnesota are left still searching for their opening goal of the game. Yeah, so no substitutions yet from either team, but that should change in any moment now. It looks like Ethan Finley will be coming off for Minnesota, and yes, that will be the case. So Finley makes way for Minnesota United, the first change of the game, and it will be Abila coming on. We'll see if he can be an impact sub for Minnesota, who trail by a goal. Well, Abila can be an impact sub. This guy's talented. He's certainly capable of being in the starting lineup. But tonight, he embraces his role off the bench. We'll see what he can do in the final 25 minutes for Minnesota as Ethan Finley's night comes to an end. 1-0 Seattle lead. A brilliant goal from João Paulo 3 minutes into the second half is the difference between these two sides on opening night of the 2021 MLS season. Gasper takes the throw in for Minnesota. Will Trapp finds Jan Gregush. Nice combination play. Dotson looking wide for Gasper, but the pass picked off by Alex Roldan. Now Christian Roldan ran right into, I believe that was taken away by Coleman. And what a ball to the back post. But in the end, Abila, the substitute, sent it wide of the goal. It's a nice run to the back post. Not a bad effort from Abila. The cross sent in by Reynoso. And Abila went with the outside of his right foot. Just curled away from goal in the end. But you feel like Minnesota are on the verge of that tying goal. As we are about 3/4 through the match. And that'll be a foul against Gregush as Bruin was tripped up. Here now comes the free kick. Shane O'Neill meets a double team. Reynoso takes it away. Now over to the right wing. It's sent out wide by Abila. Back into the middle, it's Will Trapp. Over to Chase Gasper. Arriaga was there to break up the pass intended for Gregush. But now Reynoso wins it back. He goes down. No fouls called. Reynoso has been down a lot tonight. That's what happens when you're, the best player on your team. You're going to get fouled a bit. Sometimes the referee lets it go like that, like on that occasion. A reminder that tomorrow at 6 Eastern time, it'll be LAFC against Austin FC. Carlos Vela and LAFC with high expectations once again, taking on that Austin FC team with, no expectation. They're, of course, the one expansion team in MLS this season. Brand new franchise getting set to kick off. What should be a great history. I'm looking forward to Austin FC being a club in MLS. So their opening game as a franchise will be tomorrow evening against LAFC. So Minnesota throwing here on the far side of the pitch. 3/4 through the match, just over 20 minutes to play. Seattle up by a goal. This is headed down. What an effort! Stephen Fry got down in a hurry to make the stop. It fell very nicely for Avila. Yeah, Avila's got an absolute cannon. I told you he could make an impact off the bench. It's a quick corner kick taken. Header at the back post, just wide. Getting up there was Coleman. Minnesota United keep on creating chances. It's only a matter of time before they put one away. Yeah, what a chance for Avila on that last goal-scoring opportunity. Freddy Montero is preparing to make his way over to midfield. So it looks like Montero is going to be entering the match. You can hear the fans making some noise. Possible foul, not called, played across and put away by Raul Ruidiaz. Seattle have doubled the advantage. Controversially, it has to be said. But the fans at Lumen Field are making some noise with 20 minutes to go. It's Raul Ruidiaz. Who else? Who gets revenge after having his penalty kick saved earlier in the game. This time, able to put it away. Not a penalty kick this time around, but a goal in the run of play. And Seattle have taken a 2-0 lead. And now Minnesota, after all of those chances that they couldn't put away, are in a very difficult situation. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a foul there. That was, there were, some shouts, but no. That's a clean goal right there. Take it back. That's not a controversial goal at all. Coleman just lost his footing. It's simple as that. Nice ball played across, and then Ruidiaz there for the tap in. And Seattle, in the 70th minute, double the lead. It's Ruidiaz's 34th career MLS goal, and it comes in a timely manner as Minnesota United now trail by 2 with only 20 minutes to go. And Ruidiaz continues to score goals. Freddy Montero, speaking of goals, has come into the game replacing Will Bruin. Freddy Montero, the leading goal scorer for the Sounders among active players. And the fans love to see Montero out there. He's been around for a long time. As I said, he made his Seattle debut back in 2009. It's been a dozen years. Here come Minnesota, still looking for their first goal as that's tapped away by Shane O'Neill. A throw-in coming up on the far side of the pitch. Gregush with the cross. Yeah, Montero, a very interesting story. He was with Sporting in Portugal for a little while. He was with Vancouver in MLS. He even spent some time in China, but now he's back with the club he started with, the Seattle Sounders. Here is Freddy Montero. Great ball ahead into Christian Roldan. Ball to the back post, and Ruidiaz has a second. Seattle have a third, and the Sounders are absolutely rolling now. Brilliant build-up play and a tap-in finish at the back post for Raul Ruidiaz. A second goal for him, and forget about it. The Seattle Sounders have secured the 3 points in a hurry. Freddy Montero making an immediate impact off the bench. Just a brilliant original ball played in behind. That is spectacular as he found Christian Roldan, then Roldan finding Rui Diaz at the back post. It was a tap in from there, and Seattle lead by 3. Well-worked goals by Seattle and a deserving 3-0 lead. They have certainly taken advantage of their opportunities, unlike Minnesota. And it is Rui Diaz's 35th goal of his MLS career, second of the night in the span of 3 minutes. And he's now looking for a hat trick. A 3-0 lead just like that for the home side as we approach the final 15 minutes. Foul called against the Loons. Free kick awarded to the Sounders. Rui Diaz called for the foul. He won't care. That guy does not stop scoring, and if he had converted the penalty in the first half, he would have had a hat trick by now. It looks like Yaimar Gomez is set to replace Javier Arriaga at the next stoppage in play. That's a risky pass. Hassani Dotson's there for the takeaway. Dotson out wide on the flank for Chase Gasper. Gasper to the edge of the box. Gregush went down. One back by Seattle. No foul on the play. Yeah, that's a late tackle. Yellow card worthy. Chase Gasper is booked. Second Minnesota player to receive a yellow. And now here comes that Seattle change I was alluding to. So Arriaga off. Yaimar on. Looks like 2 changes will be made here. That's one of them. And Kellen Rowe will also come into the game. Kellen Rowe, one of my favorite players. He spent a lot of his career with my favorite club, the New England Revolution, and now playing with his hometown club. He's from the Seattle area, Kellen Rowe, and he will come on for João Paulo, who scored that unreal goal to open the scoring for the Sounders. Not a bad way to open the scoring on opening night of the MLS season for João Paulo. I'd say he had a good night. So a number of changes made by Brian Schmetzer. There were a lot of questions surrounding, the Sounders. No Ladero, no Morris. I know it's game 1 of 34 in the regular season before we even get to the playoffs where anything can truly happen. But certainly as good of a start as Seattle could have imagined. Here's Christian Roldan in the midfield. 77 minutes played. Now it's Yaimar, who just came into the match. Heads it forward. Nice ball into Kellen Rowe. Rowe gets the return ball, but St. Clair comes off his line to claim. "12 minutes to go. Despite conceding 3, St. Clair has made some good stops tonight, including that penalty kick save back in the first half. Minnesota were in this game for a while, in large part due to the fine saves made by St. Clair throughout this match. Here is Alex Roldan. Now Yamar Gomez. It's late night here on the East Coast. Stephen Fry with the long ball ahead. Out for a Minnesota throw. And now Adrian Heath will make 2 changes. Ozzy Alonso will enter the match. He'll come on for Jan Gregush. Ozzy Alonso played with Seattle from 2009 to 2018, getting a big round of applause from the Seattle fans. They know how much Ozzy Alonso gave to this club in his time with the Sounders. Was there for just about a decade. Coleman also coming off for Raitala. That's the other Minnesota change made. Definitely weird to see Ozzy Alonso in a kit other than the Sounders. But he's now a Minnesota United player. 10 minutes to go in Seattle, and it's been the Sounders here in the second half that have taken off with 3 goals. Minnesota now will make another change. McMaster will replace Hassani Dotson. McMaster, who is a draft pick out of Wake Forest. So a good opportunity for the youngster to get some action in the season opener. As that goes off of Brad Smith for a Minnesota goal kick, a 3-goal Sounders lead. Thanks everyone who stopped by tonight. Oh, brilliant switch from Reynoso. Now it's back to Ozzy Alonso. Alonso goes wide. Metanier's cross, blocked by Brad Smith. It will be a throw-in. Smith will be on his way out at the next stoppage. What a move here. Cut back. Here's the strike, but it's right to Stephen Fry. That was McMaster's chance right off the bench. He just came into the match about 2 minutes ago. And he was wide open, but could not pick his corner. An easy save, ultimately, for Stephen Fry. Montero couldn't keep it in play. And now here will come that Seattle substitution. It'll be Double Air to come in. He's a homegrown player. So Dobelair's in for Seattle. That's their 4th substitution. Remember, 5 are allowed this season in MLS. 82 minutes played. The Sounders up by 3. As it appeared as though Nuhu went down for the Sounders. He's feeling the effects of that challenge. Oh, I apologize for the yawning, folks. It is getting late here on the East Coast. It's been a long week, but it's school vacation week for me, which is awesome. So today was my last day before break. So I'm looking forward to doing plenty of games and enjoying vacation. I won't really be going anywhere during break. Maybe a couple of day trips I might visit. some colleges in Boston, perhaps New York as well, but I'll have to wait and see how the week plays out. Oh, here's a chance for a hat trick. Rui Diaz for the hat trick, denied. Dane St. Clair makes the stop. It was a bit of an awkward sequence. The ball fell nicely for Rui Diaz in the end, who had a good look there, attempting to score his third of the night. Here's now Metanier. His ball played forward, sent out for a Minnesota throw-in. Seattle Sounders' next 5 MLS matches look like this. April 24th at LAFC. May 2nd, they'll host the Galaxy. On the 9th, they travel to Portland. They'll be at San Jose on the 12th, and then they host LAFC on the 16th of May. So that's what the Seattle schedule looks like. Not too easy of a start. They've got LAFC in 2 of the next 5. Those are always epic matchups whenever the Sounders and LAFC meet, I feel like. Nice interception by Yeimar. Yeimar back for Alex Roldan. Christian Roldan looking to return the pass for Dobelair. Could not find him. 5 minutes until we reach second half stoppage time. You're on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. Opening night of the 2021 MLS season. And just to look ahead at my MLS schedule when it comes to broadcasts, tomorrow I'll be doing my New England Revolution against Chicago Fire. That's at 8:30 Eastern Time. And then I am planning on doing the Inter-Miami LA Galaxy game on Sunday, which is at 3. Oh, great ball to the back post. The one-time strike put away. And it's Freddy Montero off the bench who scores the 4th goal for Seattle. And they just keep coming from the Sounders. How about that? Montero, the club legend, comes off the bench and gets on the score sheet. Why not? And another well-worked goal by Seattle. They've had a brilliant second half. They really have. And it's a nice finish by Montero. One-time finish out of the air, slipping it into the bottom right corner. 4-0. The Sounders extend the lead. And the fans at Lumen Field are enjoying themselves tonight. Montero now with 61 goals for the Seattle Sounders, among all-time top scorers in all competitions in the MLS era for the club. He is in the lead, 4 ahead of Clint Dempsey, who had 57. Raul Ruidiaz actually third on that list with 44. Ladero's 5th with 43, and then Jordan Morris is 6th with 42. So a lot of active players for Seattle on that list. Freddy Montero, though, atop that list, scoring his 61st goal for the club. How about that? '87th minute, and Seattle on the 5th. They're not done. That was taken away from Alex Roldan by Chase Gasper, but won back by the Sounders. Now here is Atencio. That is a foul. Down went Abila for Minnesota United. Well, just the start to the season Brian Schmetzer wanted to see from his team. It's hard to predict the outcome of these, opening weekend matches, except for, for the most part, because for a lot of these teams, they haven't played in, some of them haven't played in about 5 months. It's been a very long off season. Of course, I'm not talking about the 5 teams in MLS that are involved in the CONCACAF Champions League. That's a whole different story. You know, perhaps fatigue could be a factor for those teams, but I think ultimately it's an advantage for those teams because their opponents who aren't in the CONCACAF Champions League haven't played in forever. When they've played the 5 MLS teams in CONCACAF Champions League over the past week, played 2 very big games, high stakes games, and all 5 MLS clubs going through in the opening round, which you love to see. Here's a nice layback, one-time effort, saved by Fry. He hasn't been forced to make any big save tonight. Another comfortable one right there with a minute to go until we reach the 90-minute mark. Does Seattle have another goal in them? That's played ahead to Dobelair, but Boxall not letting him get through. And there's a tug from behind and a yellow card for Christian Roldan. Minnesota wanted to take the free kick quickly, but they did so while the referee was in the motion of giving Roldan a yellow. Now Minnesota allowed to resume play. Here's a chance. However, the flag goes up. Abila offsides. Frustrating night overall for Minnesota. They couldn't capitalize on their chances, and Seattle just superior in the second half. It was 0-0 at the break. A whole different story in the final 45 minutes. We've reached the 90-minute mark as we await how much stoppage time there will be added. The answer is 3 minutes. So 3 minutes added on to the end of the half. LAFC, Austin FC will square off tomorrow, 6 Eastern time. That's the marquee matchup in a big slate of MLS opening weekend games tomorrow, starting in the afternoon. I'll be on the call for the New England Revolution at the Chicago Fire. Can't wait to call my Revolution games. I had a blast covering them last year when they made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Final. Unfortunately, fell just short, losing to Columbus in the East Final. Of course, the Crew would go on to win it all. But is this our year? Is this our year, Revs fans? I sure hope so. I'm hoping to go to a lot of their home games too. Ozzy Alonso goes wide. One touch pass by Métanire. Back into the box, handled by Nuhu. Midway point of second half stoppage time. 90 seconds to play at Lumen Field in the Pacific Northwest. Sounders now move it to the far side of the pitch. Flicked on by Rui Diaz, but not what he was necessarily trying to do. So it goes right into the hands of St. Clair. He quickly rolls it out. The flag stays down here. Space on the left flank for Abila. Abila to the byline. And it deflected back off of him. It will be a Sounders goal kick. Abila was defended nicely by Shane O'Neill as the Sounders look to preserve the clean sheet and earn 3 points on opening night. Seconds away now from the final whistle in Seattle. Half minute to play now. Fry with the driven free kick, or rather goal kick, across midfield. That's tracked down by Métanire. A poor pass straight out of play from Michael Boxall. And that should do it for all intents and purposes. The final whistle coming any moment now from Joe Dickerson. And there it is. It's all over. The Seattle Sounders take care of business. A dominating second half performance gets them the 4-0 victory over Minnesota United. And if anyone had doubts about the Seattle Sounders team, think again. I know it's just the opening game, but certainly a statement performance from the Sounders. 4 second half goals. It started with that banger from João Paulo, then 2 from Raul Ruidiaz, and for good measure, a goal from the club legend Freddy Montero off the bench. Everything clicking tonight for Seattle, particularly in that second half. A 4-0 victory for the Sounders on opening night of the 2021 MLS season. I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Looking forward to a great MLS season ahead. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern when the Revolution take on the Chicago Fire. Seattle breeze to a victory. 3 points secured in the opening game of the season. So long, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. My name is Samuel Reese. Good night. A whole slate of matches on MLS opening weekend tomorrow, including the debut of expansion side Austin FC.